into all our channels. So hopefully you can hear, you can see me, and you're here with me to discuss what's going on in the market in such a momentous week of the year, with the US election, with the viruses at the back, with earnings finished finally, with NFP as well today. So it was pretty gigantic week, definitely, and a very interesting and volatile one. So before we start, I would like to make a quick briefing of where we are standing right now. Prior, like the NFP number. At the meantime, we have it like next to me. I will keep watching whether they're out, the data are out. Really apologize for the headset, but I can hear me loud and clear with this one. So I said that I will take the risk and having that in my head. Sorry for that. So, so as I said, just to make sure that you're here with me, that you can hear me. So if I refresh my screen, okay, I'm right now live YouTube. That's perfect. And on Facebook as well. Perfect. That's great. So I don't want to miss any questions. Hi everyone. Unfortunately, I can see the questions from YouTube only, but I have the Facebook as well next to me, so I can see your comments. Flipo, Karim, hello everyone. Hi, Huang. Hi, Friday. How are you? How are everyone? Dean as well. Hello everyone. Hello. So, okay, so I make sure that everyone is here. As I said, I want to make a quick briefing where we are where we're standing right now. So, I'm sure that you already seen the reports in regards to the US elections. I don't really want to spend a lot of time on the US elections, but we are just like 6. If this is not backdated, we are just as I can see in my in those presidential elections from Financial Times, I can see that Biden has already taken Georgia as well. So we had just a few states pending to be counted, but definitely Biden is leading the road to presidency, and pretty much this is what actually the markets are seeing in Biden as president, and the split or divided, if you prefer, Congress. So just earlier, as I said, Biden edges ahead in Georgia. In the meantime, Trump, as you might already notice since yesterday, Trump and his followers have actually failed claims in regard to Pennsylvania and some other states. So he already mentioned that he will go into the courts, and this is what he's doing right now. So there is nothing else to be done, to be honest. So pretty much there's no doubt that Mr. Biden, according to him, of course, it will be the very next president of the United States. Of course, there is the back that concern in regards to the legal any legal condition from Mr. Trump side, because he already some lawsuits for around 5, if I'm not mistaken, states, but I don't think this will go anywhere. So so earlier today, after Biden has overtook Georgia from Mr. Trump, he actually took Georgia by around by under 1,000 votes. So it's quite tight, very tight, but still on the lead. It's a shame that the Financial Times over here is not updating the votes, but as I mentioned, we have pretty tight elections. And this is what we've seen so far. So on an NFP day, with just 5 minutes away from NFP, okay, we are facing a lot of weakness on dollar since yesterday, and since actually since Tuesday, on that concerns that we might see a split the government. We have a global stock, the global stocks waved as well, threatening to end a 5-session winning streak as well. So stock is what is doing actually right now is pointing to a Wall Street opening sharply lower. So we are actually few minutes away from the open of Wall Street as well. So what we might expect is a bit of a decline for Wall Street stock futures. Uh, with Nasdaq already down by more than 1%, S&P 500 the same. So European indices are also doing quite dismal. So we can see that there is a lot of confusion, there is a lot of mixed trading, declines in the US equity futures, even though in the weekly time frame they have been to the upside, they have been in a good rally. So yeah, weekly are doing quite good, but intraday so far today has been like under pressure. There is a lot of weakness in the European stock in the stocks as well. In the Asian stocks have closed quite firm overnight. For those for the people that they just wake up and they don't know what happened in the Asia session, and we have seen some kind of a lot of profit taking on stocks. So it's not really a surprise, especially after we've seen that last week was the best week for stocks since April. But while there are while we are still in within that the presidential race and that increasing jitters over the possibility of a split Congress. This is what happened. We had another surprise this week. So, and especially ahead of the NFP, which is less than 2 minutes away. So okay, I will not continue with all this stuff, just speaking out loud without you being able to see my screen. Whoa, a lot of people here. Hello, morning. Oh, cat just wake up. Hello from Nigeria. Hello everyone. So a lot of questions and highs as well. Thank you guys. I'm really glad that you're here. And we have finally reached 2 questions. Okay. Just 2 minutes away, actually. They will be soonish out. Okay, let me flip quickly to the charts, and I will not show gold right now, I'm afraid, AM. I will start with euro. Okay, we'll zoom in a bit, see. This is the 1 hour chart. The data will be soonish out. This is the 30 minutes chart. They are loading right now. We are less than a minute away. Until we got the outcome, I will say something that I missed, that we're expecting a 6 million jobs from the 6.6 million last in September last month. So a bit lower, but the ADP number yesterday actually was a bit more positive. So ADP surprised yesterday. So we might see NFP being a surprise as well today. And yeah, okay, here it is. Let me share it with you. If I can't, of course, I'm not sure about that. Let me try at least. Okay. So I need to just application. I want to share the economic calendar. Let's see whether it works. No, that's the investing one. Oh, sorry, I shared the wrong calendar. Oh, here it is. It was obvious. Okay, hopefully you can see it. So, quite a surprise, guys, and that's very, very good. And it was pretty much expected, I would say. I'm not sure whether it was expected from the markets widely, but after I saw that ADP number yesterday, I thought that it will see a slight surprise as well on October's data, non-farm payrolls data as well. So slightly higher number than expected, and the surprise is also on September's numbers, which has been revised higher. Can you see that? Revised higher. It was 661 and is revised to 672. And you cannot see that because I'm not sharing it with you. My apologies once again. So 635 average hourly earnings detected, unfortunately. So that's the bad part of the report. So that's the yearly though. Let's see the monthly one, revised lower. The September reading revised lower, also fall short of expectations. Unemployment lower, the U6 unemployment lower, that's good. The unemployment rate also lower, so that's also good. So if I just like quickly, without seeing the breakout, what I quickly say is that overall, despite the decline in the hourly earnings, this is an overall a quite good, or I'll say quite flat report, but definitely not the worst case scenario, and definitely not a very like a bad one. Not something that could at least weighted a lot on the dollar and the US market. It might be seen as an uneventful event, similar with what we have seen yesterday from FOMC. So let's get back to our MT4, of course. And let me make sure that this time I'm sharing my screen. Perfect. Okay, perfect. So we have euro dollar over here. Not a significant reaction so far. We might need to wait a bit. Let me go back down to the 30-minute chart. No, a bit to the downside because as I said, it's overall a quite good, a slightly good report. So it could actually support slightly dollar, but we have the elections, and we might see nothing like from NFP side. So. And this could be something similar that we've seen yesterday from FOMC, as I said as I said earlier. So so before I start the analysis, like one by one, okay, based on your questions, I would like to clarify a bit, okay, to clarify a bit the situation with the US elections. So where we're standing, guys, just let me just quickly, come on, here we are. Okay, so let me get back to my face again, sorry. So before, because it's quite early to see any reaction, especially since it's a bit of a flat reading, I would like to emphasize a bit on the US elections, okay? Sorry for that. So just to clarify that what we've seen so far is clearly a market pricing for a splitted Congress, right? What the splitted Congress is when we have a Democratic president, and on the other hand, the Senate, and the Senate is like a Republican, and a potential, and the Democrats are like retaining in the House. So we have both parties as a government, different Senate, different House, different president from different parties. So what that means is that it's quite positive for stocks. quite positive in general for the equity markets, quite positive for technology companies, any kind of companies, actually, businesses, corporate businesses. Why? Because let's bring in mind that Biden was really keen with his agenda to put tax hikes on corporates, on the businesses, the big businesses. So the fact that now it needs to be officially out, but if we indeed have Biden in the presidency, and with a Senate which is Republican, it won't be easy. All these policies that Biden's agenda was stated to pass through Senate and the House. So it will be unlikely to proceed to all those tax hikes that he mentioned in his campaign. And that can be interpreted as a good thing for the stocks, because the companies will not face a lot of increase in their taxes. Okay, can you understand that? So remember, back in 2018, 2 years ago, Trump deducted the taxes from 35% down to 21%. So Biden is really keen to put them back up to 28%. But this is not easy to happen, especially with a Republican in the Senate. So on that thought, on that idea that, Biden cannot really proceed to raising taxes, then we can see that the shares, the shares of several companies, the funds, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, and so on and so forth, Google, Microsoft, and so on, they have seen a rally yesterday because of this idea, because of this expectation that he cannot easily pass his plans, because we have a divided Congress. So a divided Congress might not be as bad as people think, okay? But let's not forget that we still, even with US elections not completely out of the way, but sooner or later they will be out of the way. By next week, they will be I think they will be out of the way. Definitely the votes will be counted. So the only thing that might left is those low lawsuits from Mr. Trump. But we have virus as well. Let's not forget that we have a research of virus, second wave, a lot of lockdowns mainly from the European countries. Okay, something that could, if we see a lockdown, either more regional lockdowns or either complete lockdown in the US as well, it could definitely affect the final quarter of the year globally. So definitely for Europe, it has already affected it. We've seen that. Even though the manufacturing sector is doing quite well, all the other sectors like services, industrials, tourism is doing awful because of this research in virus and the restrictions and the new lockdowns from several countries. So let me remind you that the most of the European countries, other than Germany and some southern ones, north ones, they're not relying their economy on tourism, but all the rest are relying their economy to the tourism and the services, like Italy, Greece, Spain, and so on and so forth. So Europe is literally falls into recession. Okay, and this is something that we are already facing, and the difficult part is that we haven't seen yet ECB taking any action. They said that they will prepare another comprehensive measure, but they haven't really announced something yet. The only one that announced something was Bank of England yesterday or the day before. There was so much this week that I couldn't keep a track, but Fed hasn't reported any extension of the quantitative easing. ECB the same. neither a leaf measure, nothing. The only one that actually confirms asset purchases, it was Bank of England. They were actually topped their asset purchase program by further 150 billion pounds. So I know I'm speaking a lot. Let's move to the markets, and let me start with euro. Okay, and I will leave this behind for a second. I will leave this to the right hand side, so I will watching you. I know that the very first person that asked for analysis was our dear David, but David, if you excuse me, I want to start with euro because it's anyways it's the fiber, as we call it. They are the two the most well-known and the number one major currency with two major economies. So let me start with that one then. So okay, as you can see, this is a 30 minutes chart, very, very flat, unable to spike higher, unable to even move lower. So is what I said earlier. The NFP, it was quite good, not a surprise, very close to the forecast. A bit mixed as well because we have seen the hourly earnings falling slightly lower. So it was a bit of a mix, neither positive, neither a very negative reading report, so a bit of a neutral. So it might not affect the markets, especially because we have all those uncertainty, these uncertainty and these concerns in regards to the election. So flattened so far, not a bit of not a lot of reaction. As you can see, the fast MAs, exponential 5, exponential 9 period moving average are light flattened, so suggesting that in the 30 minutes chart we might see this consolidation to be continued. But let me show you the 1 hour chart, or even better the 4 hour one. Why? Because we've been in a rally so far in November, maybe ahead of the elections, who knows, but we've seen a lot of weakness from dollar. So right now, I want you to focus a bit. Right now is at the key, euro dollar is at the key resistance area, and it's not only the euro dollar, but I will show you some others as well. So key resistance area, it managed yesterday to break the 118 territory. It's at the highs of 118 right now, 118.80, which pretty much is the first resistance of the day, but nonetheless is, let me zoom out, take you to the daily chart, and if you notice, it is the nearly it's nearly 2 months, if you can see this. Okay, you can't. 2 months resistance area, so a decisive break and a closure today above it, it could it could be an initial sign that euro has finally got out of this narrow sideways movement that has been seen since July. So keep an eye on that area. Keep an eye on that area, especially if it continues on Monday and continues moving further to the upside and completely confirms the shift away from this narrow from this range, and actually if we get also positive momentum indicators, it could then suggest a positive outlook in the medium term for euro dollar. For the time being, is still the momentum indicators are flat, suggesting that it is into consolidation, and we need to see that break in order to confirm that it might shift further to the upside. So overall picture remains neutral. So I will shift to the 1 hour chart, and actually the 4 hour chart, because you can see the resistances as well. So for now, we'll say that we've seen a nice rally, and if you see closely, you can see positive MACD, very, very positive MACD, is keep extending higher above the signal line. RSI cross 70, so there is further space in the 4 hour chart to extend, like to further space above 70. So above that strong barrier at 118.80, it could retest the second resistance of the day, which stands at 119.45. And why is that? Because key resistance area, Bollinger are expanding to the upside. Fast MAs are also pointing to the upside. Bullish crossover here of 20 and 50 period moving average. MACD and RSI also positively configured. So what else could someone ask? Just a confirmation, and that confirmation could come with the break of that key resistance area. Hopefully you find that interesting. And let's flip to gold. I don't want to keep David and AM keep asking for it, right? And Amirul also asked for it. Enon can also ask for it. Yeah. And Susanto is saying that bear to 1870, please. Okay, I will have a look right now. So many people are asking for gold. Okay, gold. Someone, let's say up. It will be in trend. Trump wins plus NFP. You're very positive with Trump, Mr. Susanto, but apparently Biden is on the lead. Shahid, oh my God, that's a long term, I assume, man. There is a lot of way until that area. I assume that you are a long term trader, medium term at least. Okay, so let's see gold, since actually a lot of you ask for gold. So, okay, I initially had this trend. This is a daily chart. I initially had this trend was broken prior to the elections. Okay, down. So we've seen that prior to the elections, dollar has seen some appreciation. But after the elections, so elections were on the 3rd. So just 2 days away, they rebounded and keep pushing to the upside, breaking that key resistance area yesterday, which was my double fractal over here at 1930, and it get back to this above this trend line that I had in the past. So sorry for starting with the daily chart. I just want to see to get the overall feeling. I want to see where we are standing in the daily chart. So I will start with the daily and going down. So for the time being, good look at this daily candle, nearly a full body one without any tail below. Okay, remember, tails are quite important because to tell us whether bulls and bears are in control and whether they are in major control actually. So the fact that there is no tail lower says that, okay, yesterday bears full control, and this is what happened. They move up to 1950 area. It opened above 1949 today, and it keep extending to the upside. So it leaves that double fractal and the nearly more than a month resistance that I have and at 1930. It leaves that behind and it keeps extending to the upside. And let me quickly put my daily charts on. Okay, here's my daily chart. Let me put that. Okay, here was the double fractal. Here was the dip that we've seen since July. And let me put a quick Fibonacci. So what are we getting? Key resistance areas rejected yesterday 38.2, moving further to the upside, and is ready to cross 50%. Remember, 50%, a break of the 50% clearly states that, you know what, you have a swift shift of the outlook from neutral. Actually was negative, then it get into neutral for more than a month, and now getting into a positive one. So key resistance area, we're just a breath away from key resistance area 1960, the round number. So a break of it could open the doors further to the upside in the 1988 territory. So what the momentum indicators and the fast moving average are telling us about it. So Bollinger's is expanding further to the upside, saying that, okay, it might be overbought, but there is further steam. I have a bit of a concern in regards to the moving averages because they have been a bit flat, but with the price well above those moving average, that's positive. That's like quite a such a positive bias. MACD turned positive, but the signal line is still negative, so we need to see further the signal line crossing zero as well. And my dear 50 RSI is definitely above 50 and points further to the upside. So momentum indicators are mixed. So RSI suggests further steam to the upside. MACD is neutral. We need to see the signal line crossing as well. But if I turn myself into a price action trader, okay, the yesterday's candle, along with that rebound, and today's candle that that it keeps boosting further to the upside, suggests that nothing has really finished yet. But we need to wait for the end of Friday, so that weekly candle to close, in order to see whether it will it has the strength to go up to 1980, or even back to the areas that we've seen in July. So today's closure will be quite quite important. So let's go down to the 1 hour chart. Here we have a different scenario. A clear positive picture, positive bias, positive momentum. As you can see, MACD extends well above its zero line. RSI posting higher lows, so it keeps extending to the upside. Can you see that? The Bollingers are the Bollingers are extending to the upside. This immediate resistance area at 1952 has been broken already. Let me put also my short-term setup. So fast moving average are also pointing higher. The price is above 25.9 moving average, pivot point, and yeah, what can I say? Positive bias holds in gold intraday, and some neutral concerns in the daily chart. So very good. When as dollar will be in high? Oof. Not anytime soon, I'm afraid, my dear Shahid. So let me flip. This is the dollar index, okay? That's the 1 hour chart. We have seen him dipping for the whole week, breaking that 92 68. And why I put that on is because if I shift to the daily chart, okay, you can see that more precisely 92.44, it was a key support area since the 3rd of September. So this area has never been broken since the 3rd of September, 92.44. So it has finally broken today. So where this leads us, let me take that back. Where that leads us. So if I put just a small Fibonacci level on this rebound that we've seen in August, you will clearly notice that the asset has already reversed more than 80% of the gains that it has seen the past 3 months. So the next real support for dollar is initially this bottom. So 91 70, the very next support to be seen, immediate support to be seen. So can you see, this is a daily chart, and you can see how strong these candles are, these daily candles, with Bollingers keep posting, extending lower. If I now flip to the 1 hour chart, nothing really changed. Is this similar dismal picture again? Clear downtrend over here. Next support, as I said, is on 91.70, and well, you can see that MACD is posting another bearish cross, so bears are in full control. RSI, RSI is crossing below 30 again, so negative bias remains. Stochastic shows the same picture as well. So technically, from technical perspective, NFP have been uneventful event for so far, at least for dollar. They haven't helped it at all, so the weakness of dollar continues, as it seems. Oops, sorry guys, where's my MT4? Here it is. And let me see whether the breakdown of the non-farm payrolls is already out. So private sector added 783 jobs, earnings, unemployment rate fell, earnings rose. So we had, sorry, I need to drink some water. So jobs had been on gains, but with all this weakness coming from the government, and this is just a solid report across the board. So it hasn't really helped. Definitely not helping. Let me take a look on what's going on in the elections as well. Biden takes the lead in the vote count in Pennsylvania. So networks could call the elections imminently. With Pennsylvania, he doesn't need Arizona or Nevada or Georgia. Biden is at 49.4% compared to the 49.3% in Pennsylvania. Okay, so still Biden. Let me see Financial Times, see whether they have anything new. So they pretty much are waiting for the final countdown. That's good. Come on. Can't open that. Okay, so let's continue with your questions. I'm back here. Downtown. I set my pending order, though. I don't know which pending order you're referring to, I'm afraid, my dear Gerald. Hello from Namibia, Nigeria, Indonesia. Oh, I'm very, I very appreciate that you're here with me, guys. We discussed about gold. Let's keep going. Nasdaq. Woo, Kenfi was waiting for nearly 30 minutes for me to cover Nasdaq, but I'm glad that you asked. Stocks are doing great, and here is the Nasdaq. So this is the daily chart. I know it's a bit messy. Don't worry. I will just make it simpler for you. So this is a daily chart. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So 4, even though that was a bit of a dodgy one. So three bullish daily candles. Today we've seen a bit of a weakness, but it was ahead of the sorry. Okay, a bit of a weakness with the markets like a bit like cautious until elections are out of the way. But as you can see, we don't have a significant decline. Okay, so it needs to get back down to yesterday's lows in order that peak to running out of steam. So I will, just to let you know, in the daily chart, you can see that overall, after that March pandemic and the March panic, the stocks have been appreciated. But we've seen 2 dips and 2 peaks. So if any of those is like breaks in the near future, it's just for you to your own thinking. I will just put that on just for you to have it in mind, monitor the trends. So we have these 2 tops. So if they break, it breaks that, it will shift again to a very strong positive outlook. But if it reverse or manage to get back deep down to those lows, it could open the doors to the 200-day moving average. That's something in long term. I don't want to talk a lot about it. Let me go to the 1-hour chart to reply to Nami question, to Kenfi question, sorry. So yeah, okay, Nasdaq and it's USA 100 topped at 12,135, declined slightly, but my dear Kenfi, the good thing, or the positive thing if you prefer, is that it sustains yesterday's losses. It sustained yesterday's lows. So that rectangle that I have are on the yesterday's low area. So it hasn't really touched that area yet. It remains above my Ichimoku, okay, above 50 period moving average, okay. And let me actually, so yeah, even though MACD, even though MACD has detected significantly, it still holds above zero. So for now, we are seeing in the 1-hour chart a neutral consolidation move with MACD at zero. RSI, if you closely look, is like flat. The asset is like bouncing between like this top and this low. So for nearly 33 hours. But as long as it hasn't entered the Ichimoku cloud or go below it, then there is no sign yet for the asset being further to the downside, like to move lower, to turn to the bears, to take the control. For now, it's sideways, but overall, you can see a nice rally since the beginning of the week. So as long as it remains above the 11,800 territory, then the bulls are in control of the asset. And you can see that because I literally shifted one time frame higher to the 4-hour charts, and you can see how strong this momentum is. RSI is at 70, MACD is extremely above its zero line, suggesting that still bulls are still here. So hopefully that I replied to your question. So yeah, that's it from Nasdaq. Hello from Nigeria. South Africa, Charles, hello. So what is the trend? T, I'm sorry. I don't know. Hopefully I covered that as well. Nigeria, Nasdaq, we have already covered Nasdaq. Hi Fisayo. Hi to everyone. Where is the trend hitting? Okay, where is the trend hitting? So weak dollar so far, the whole week, intraday as well. Okay, let me show you. Okay, you can see me. Weak dollar so far, intraday and for the whole week, and there is no sign that that it will reverse, not until now for the moment. Also stocks are on a rally. They had dipped slightly earlier, I mean the whole day, but the overall weekly outlook remains strong for stocks in general, the equity markets all over the world, corporate shares, and so on and so forth. Euro gains on dollar weakness, and we're gonna see pound yen cat as well. Gold is higher, so I want to cover pound cat before I end the session, yen, oil, and Bitcoin. Okay, so we have a few things to cover. Sorry, mom is disturbing. I am remote, as you can understand, because of the virus. The company wants us to be safe, so I am back home. I'm speaking you from my office at home. So mom is all the time here, like. Okay. Okay, gold up. A lot of excitement about gold. Are you Spanish? No, I'm not. Guys. I'm Cypriot. We've seen gold. I'm from South Africa. I'm glad that you're here. I speak Greek. I'm from Cyprus. I have some setups. Okay, thank you for your kind comments, my dear MHB. I cannot really see a full name. Thank you, but we have different approach. Like Mr. have different approach. If I found something interesting in the hourly chart, I have a different setup. If I found something interesting in the daily chart, I have a different setup, and so on and so forth. But yeah, thank you for your kind comments. That made me very, very happy. Thank you. Euro dollar down. We have already covered that, and we haven't said that, my dear Riff. Yeah. Okay. We haven't really said that, my dear Riff. Can you see this is euro dollar in the daily chart? 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row to the upside, ready to cross 118.80. So keep an eye on it, monitor it, put it in your trading journal. 118.80 is a key resistance area for euro dollar. So check tonight how we will close. Will it manage to close above it or it will close below it? Keep a trading journal and put just a note, guys. Just a note. Put a note. Euro dollar. Check euro dollar on Monday morning. Has it closed above 180.80 or below 180.80? So in the 1 hour chart, my dear Riff, remains to the upside above all moving average. If you are a very, very tight short time frame trader, I will have a quick look on the 30-minute chart for you. So continues to the upside, well above its pivot. Right now, we're testing the first resistance of the day. If I would quickly apply my Fibonacci, as long as it hasn't turned below the 23.6 Fibonacci level, but to be honest, I can see a fractal over here. So if it hasn't turned back down to 118.60, then in the 30 minutes chart, okay, guys, this is a 30-minute chart. I don't want to confuse you. Riff set down. So what I will say right now is solely for the 30 minutes chart. The 1 hour, 4 hour, daily are positive, are to the upside. This is what the charts are saying. For the 30 minutes chart, only a break, a turn back to 180.60 could suggest that it might do a bit of a correction, a pullback, a temporary one, down to 118.30, 180.40 maybe. Okay, but that's for the 30 minutes chart. So focus on a single time frame, on the one that you like the most. I mean, depends on your time, on your how much time you have to spend in the markets. So if you are a person that is not patient, so you're trading a 30-minute chart, then stick on that. Don't go and check the daily. Don't even go and check the 4-hour chart. Stick on the 30 minutes or down to 15 minutes to check whether there is a reversal over there. But no, nothing. Don't go more than one time frame higher or lower. Okay, and stick to the time frame that it suits your style. Hi from Indonesia. Hello. Very glad that there are a lot of people here today. We've seen gold and pound. Morgan Stave asked for pound. Let's flip to pound. Similar picture with all the rest. Dollar weak. So all the rest are doing quite better, but for pound is not the same. It was appreciated this week, so you can see this rebound in the daily chart. Yesterday's strong break, but okay, let me clear a bit this mess. So okay, it has rebounded on Monday, but today the candle is very, very dodgy. So let me shift. Okay, and this is a key resistance area to be seen, that latest upfractal at 21st of October. So in the daily chart, the asset is like going sideways, but a break of 131.75 could open the doors to 3rd of September highs. But there is nothing promising here, because you can see that everything is flat. It's going up and down, up and down, up and down the last few weeks, and the MACD and RSI have flattened. So they literally suggest that, okay, this consolidation will continue. But if in case that we see a decisive break above it, with indicators like shifting higher as well, the next area to be watched will be back in September. That's the daily chart. So neutral pound in a daily chart. If I go to the 1-hour chart, I'm afraid similar picture. So you can see, my dears, that it's going up and down, up and down, up and down for nearly 22 hours. Neutral intraday picture as well. So, okay, what I can tell you is that as long as you don't see in the intraday picture either a break of that key resistance area or a turn back below the pivot, then you have a pretty much a neutral pound. Nothing interesting in pound, I'm afraid. You mentioned pound 133. Okay, so you are in the long term, Morgan. So 133, I won't disagree with you, but not now. Okay, not 133 now, because technicals are neutral. So I cannot really see why entering the market when it's like ranging. So 133 is a round number. It's like close to the September's highs, but as long as we haven't like seen any momentum, positive momentum, any break of key resistance area, I cannot really see that yet. Okay, but I won't disagree with you, but we need to see a decisive break and a closure above that 131.75. Okay, because it's the Brexit drama in the house as well, so let's not forget that. Okay, and the the UK is in a full lockdown, it's in a complete lockdown, so with a dismal economy. So let's see. We have done that. Hello, George. Welcome. You're a newbie here. We have done that. Need your help. I'm here to help anyway. Challenges 2003 area. I assume they're referring to gold. Why not? Let's see. That could be possible if it continues with further shift to the upside and a positive daily candle today. We have covered all this. Everyone is interested on only Nasdaq, Euro, Pound, and Gold. Why, guys? There are a lot of opportunities over there. There are a lot of other assets. Hello. Hi from China. Oh my God. Welcome, Miles. Okay, dollar yen. Okay, cool. Dollar yen. Okay, I wanted to speak about dollar yen because, and thank you for bringing that up, Steezy. Even if you hadn't bring it up, I wanted to discuss about it. So, okay, I will start with the 1 hour chart this time. So, I think it's quite clear that it's been in a sharp decline since the 4th of November, and the 4th of November is the day after the elections, remember? So why is that? Let's not forget that that yen is a risk sensitive asset. So if we have a risk in the market, then yen is benefiting, and this is clearly what we've seen over here. Because of all this of the elections, we have seen a shift to safe havens. Yen, Canadian dollar, commodities, gold, stocks and bonds also are like safe havens. They are most stable assets most of the time. What else? Commodity currencies, Aussie, New Zealand. So if in periods of high risk, of very, very extremely uncertainty, we see this kind of traditional move to safe havens. And this clearly is the thing over here. So, however, for dollar yen, that is not like any kind of decline. It's a significant one because it has broken April, May, June, July, August, September, October. 7 months support area. So it's literally back to where we have been in March, when there was the very first global lockdown. Okay, so it's pretty much in a free fall right now. Okay, there is no support, immediate support anytime closer. So actually, if it decisively breaks and closes like with a big daily candle today below the 103.35 area, like a nice candle, a strong candle, either today or on Monday, Tuesday, and next week, if it continues like decisively below that area, then pretty much we have a free fall with next support area down to 102 level, round number, and 101.20, very far away. Okay, intraday now for my dear Stizzy. So, okay, it tried to like sustain a floor, moving sideways the past few hours, but it remains within this downwards channel. Like, can you see that? Remains below, within this downwards channel, remains below the highs of the day, below its pivot, with an extremely negatively configured momentum indicators. So bears are in control. Dan British pound. This is Jay Wolf from Kenya. Hello to you. Silver. Okay, why not silver? Yep. Following gold, of course. Yeah, following gold. This is a 1 hour chart. It's far away from Ichimoku, with MACD posting another bullish cross. So again, it's doing quite well. It's a bit over. It's like sideways the last few hours. It might need a bit of correction, like over here, a bit of a correction down to the 20 period moving average, but overall is positive. A small pullback is just a correction before another attempt to the upside. So remains positive, strong positive bias. Intraday daily chart just is ready to cross above the Ichimoku. So actually, such thing would be great if it continues pointing to the, like, moving above the Ichimoku, so confirming that it's getting above the Ichimoku, then that could strengthen the overall outlook from neutral to positive. But intraday, we have an upwards movement. Daily, it's neutral with the perspective of further upside move, but we need a confirmation, as I said, by continue to move away and above the Ichimoku. We have seen gold, my dear. Is 1971 is it's a very next area to be seen. It's actually so, yeah. Will gold soon reverse, or it will still continues to the upside? Who knows? But as I said, the momentum suggests further steam to the upside. The momentum, the technical indicators, the trend, the candles, all the things that I discussed suggest further steam to the upside. It might need some correction intraday, short term, like the one that we've seen over here, but overall is positive. So yeah, the only way to suggest a complete reversal of this positive outlook is if it gets back below 1930 or even 1922 area. If it gets back over here, back down here, then yes, the outlook completely turns from positive to negative. But yeah, it doesn't look the case for now. That's it. Immediate support is at the pivot at 1935. What else? We've seen that. Pound O's. Oh, guys, I'm running out of steam. Pound O's. 1, 2, 3, 4 days down, but sustain the support that we have seen in October. Okay, so it's a bit neutral over here, neither down, neither up. So in my it's neutral. So daily I can really tell you something. Let's see intraday, neutral as well. It's not a good choice, my dear Franciscus. If you're interested in the intraday stuff, then you need to see either a break above above this range, so above 1811, 1815 more precisely, needs to move above in order to say that it will get up to the upwards, or it needs to break the 118 in order to say that, okay, it will shift lower. So for now, it's neutral, going sideways anywhere, actually. Yes, it's been recorded. So it is recorded. So when I end the session, it will be there in our Facebook page and you can see it. Have done that, have done that. How do we proper use of RSI? Please, my dear Bosete, there is a RSI webinar in our YouTube channel and in our past webinar page. So if you go to the hotforex.com page, click on the webinars, and there is at the very, very bottom past webinars. If you click on that, there is an RSI webinar, and please have a look at it. Thank you. Good vibes. Thank you too. Hi from Pakistan. Hashtag was sort of, hopefully that's not something bad. Posede, there's a lot of session to discuss about RSI and MACD, I'm afraid. Sorry about that. We have webinars for both. Okay, so I really advise you to go out in our YouTube channel or to our main website, hotforex.com, and have a look on our past webinars about RSI and MACD. Done NASDAQ, guys. I have done it. Okay. Okay, these are the very last questions. I will not go through NASDAQ, my dear Samuel, but because I already covered it, but because it's quite similar with S&P 500, I will go that instead, okay? Or, okay. Actually, NASDAQ is very close to Dow Jones, so let's see Dow Jones. Those trend lines will help you if you apply them as well. So bullish weekly performance, very strong performance, but still short of these peaks. So even though intraday is very strong, US indices are very strong, in the daily chart, we are a bit neutral. We need to see a break of this trend line, decisive break of this trend line. So keep an eye, put these trend lines on. They will help you as immediate support and resistance support areas. But over in the long term, the US equities are like definitely on the high territory, the past like 8 months. Intraday now, it depreciated slightly like in the European Asia session, but it was just a correction, it seems, because it didn't manage to break the 50 period moving average, okay? And I highlight that because the 50 period moving average, if you see closely, it has been it's supporting quite well the Dow Jones since the beginning of November, since the 2nd of November. So it's a very nice support area in the 1 hour chart. Okay, so despite this pullback, it didn't manage to break its support at 50 period moving average, neither that latest fractal that I had, the 28078 area, and it rebounded. So intraday, a break of 18,513, which was my previous fractal, or slightly, actually here is a better, slightly above the fractal. So 28,581. If that breaks, then we might see further steam to the upside. Let me put my pivots as well. And it's above pivot. So yeah, a break of this 732, which is very close, is nearby, and it could also retest the 2900. So keep an eye on it. Okay. But momentum is very strong. So this is not running out of steam. It's the momentums are like stating that the bulls are still there and they're holding the control. Okay, last but not least, no, it's pound yen and then Bitcoin. So pound yen, a very, very, very volatile asset, Kaiden. Take care with it. Very, very, very volatile asset. It's one of the most volatile assets, currencies in the history of Forex. So even though a very volatile asset, it didn't do great today. It shifted lower below pivot, retested first support of the day, and tried to rebound, but remains below its pivot. Not very interesting in the 1 hour chart. It seems. Let's go down to the 30 minutes chart. So 3 continuous lower fractals. Okay, a rebound down to 135.40. It tried to recover 100% Fibonacci extension. Okay, so put this might help you, because if it managed to move up and break this 100, then you can find resistance areas at 136, right number, 136.16, which is my Fibonacci extension 161, and so on and so forth. But if it fails to break 100, then we might see another pullback. Not a straightforward analysis for that, I'm afraid. Yeah, I can say neutral in the daily chart, but if you're interested in the intraday stuff, the application of this Fibonacci extension could help you find resistance areas. Okay, support areas now, if it gets back down, is definitely this Fibonacci level over here, even though it has flattened. So the fact that it's flattened suggests that it might just continue going up and down within this 136 and 35 territory. And last but not least, Bitcoin. And I wanted to end up with that, guys, because it's been like into areas that we haven't seen since 2017. And thank you for bringing this up. Simple Entertainment. What's your name, guys? Why you're not putting your name? So it very, very, very nice performance during September, October, and November, breaking 2019's territory. This is a weekly chart. It was the only way that I could show you Bitcoin break that area, and it's literally the next resistance for Bitcoin will be back to 2017. But it's a bit overbought, guys. Okay, let's not forget that. It's outside the Bollinger's for 3 consecutive weeks. But the interesting part is that the momentum indicators, okay, are still positive. They don't show that the trend is running out of steam in the weekly chart. So that's quite good. If I zoom out and go to the daily chart, then again, the same picture. Even though it has been overbought, all moving average are pointing upwards. Okay, MACD is very, very strongly positive. RSI has further steam, even though it's at 83, but it hasn't turned lower yet. It's like still pointing upwards. And it seems that there is some momentum still to the upside. It seems that the dollar weakness shifted investors, and this risk condition, shifted once again the investors to stocks, bonds, the so-called safe havens, as we said, yen, Canadian dollar, and so on and so forth. But let's not forget that similarly to the elections in 2016, okay, once again, we've seen that Bitcoin is being treated from the investors as a safe haven, but this is not his nature. His nature is unknown for now, but we can see that in times of high uncertainty, and similar with 2016 election, it's been treated as a safe haven for some reason. Don't know. don't know, just keep following the charts, your technical indicators. Okay? And just to finish the session, I put these arrows on because I think there is some kind of an inverse head and shoulder, but it's not confirmed yet. So I put that on just to remind me whether this will be confirmed or not. Oh, a lot of questions again. Cat suites. Okay, I'll try to finish with that. So another 2 cat suites. Okay. I'm running out of steam, guys. Sorry. Cat suites, you said. Okay. Daily, very candles, a strong, decisive one today. If it close below 20-day moving average, my dear Franciscus, then this suggests that bears are like boosting the asset price lower. So the very next support area to be seen will be 101, not 68.58, which is the Monday's low, but also coincides with this double fractal. This is the daily chart, by the way. So if that breaks as well, so the very next one will be the October 28th lows. Now, in the 1-hour chart, meanwhile, is in a downturn. It broke actually the latest fractals here. So, oh, sorry. It broke all my previous latest fractal on the 1-hour chart. So here it broke that, and finally broke that, and it posted a new lower low. So as long as it doesn't manage to get back to above the 20 period moving average over here, okay, if it doesn't get back above this line, above this, the 0.69 territory, then things could point to the down, since MACD is up. Sorry, this is since MACD is extremely negative, RSI is below 50, or moving averages are like sloping lower. So yeah, intraday picture looks negative. Okay, that's the final one. Polish. So not many people ask for it, but okay. Neutral now. This is the 1-hour chart. You can see that it's neutral. It's going up and down. It's going up and down since the 4th of November. So the 1-hour chart, my dear Samir, is clearly sideways. Okay, so if you are interested on this kind of asset, you might shift to the 30 minutes chart instead, because the 30 minutes chart, it has a bit more interest. So you can see that it dipped down, tried to rebound, posted a new high, but that high is lower than the previous one. Okay, so it turned back down again, posted a higher high, however, higher low, sorry, however, sideways now, but the fast moving averages haven't crossed. So as soon as we don't see a cross, then it's still neutral. Let's see the daily chart. The daily chart is interesting actually, because it's moving upwards, posting higher lows and higher highs. So it dipped the last 8 days in a row, but is still above the 50 day moving average. So what that means, so it found support on the 50-day moving average. So it could either find support and rebound anytime next week. Okay, we cannot really tell, we need the confirmation, but if it moves higher, and more precisely, if it goes above the key 455.76 area, which is the confluence of 20-day moving average, 38.2 Fibonacci level as well, then a move above it, it could open the doors again for another rally. If it doesn't do that, but instead it breaks the 50-day moving average and moves below the 450 territory, then it could retest that previous low. The momentum is pointing downwards. So here we have seen that the bearish momentum is increasing. So it's something that you can add in your watch list for next week. Okay, guys, I'm running out of steam, I'm afraid. I need to end the session. I'd like to thank you for being here. Hopefully you have enjoyed the session. I think you did, because there were a lot of questions. Hopefully I help you. I would like your feedback anytime soon. Anytime you want. I mean, through the messenger, in the Facebook page, or Instagram, or via email. It's up to you. Feedback with how we could improve our lives, how we could help you, what you are interested in hearing from us, whether you want to see has something special from us. Yeah, so your feedback is very well appreciated. So I would be glad to hear news from you. Thank you very much. Thank you for your kind comments once again, dear Franciscus. Thank you. So just to highlight, it was a momentum week. So take care, stay safe, and have a great weekend ahead. And I'll see you again next week with Stuart. We're going to continue our Facebook Lives and YouTube Lives. So hopefully you're here to hear us. Thank you very much, and have a great weekend.